For exclusive downloads, high-resolution sketches, and digital sketchbooks, please become a patron, starting at $3. Okay guys, so a few weeks ago, I was contacted by my friend yoonga to do a collab, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I will be drawing her character, and she has drawn mine, and I shared that in the community tab yesterday, so make sure to go check it out and follow her on Instagram, where she has, let me put her handle on the screen. So let's get into it. I started by, coming up with a sketch. Let me tell you something. This sketch was so hard. I struggled a lot. I wanted it to be perfect, and I wanted it to look like her character. I had my references to the side of all the photos that she gave me, and I made sure to include the colors that were in her pieces with her character, like the pink, and then she has this yin yang necklace, and she wears the white side of it, so I also made sure to include that. And then I was like, I want to make sure I have like the undertones of her hair as well, and I wanted everything to be perfect, so it took me a lot when I was working on the sketch. I go over it so many times, honestly. I was being such a perfectionist about this because I really wanted her to like it, and I really wanted it to have some resemblance to her character and not look like everything I always create, and that's what I felt like I was struggling with at first. But I also really love collaboration, so I was determined. And actually, I'm doing this early, you guys. Can you believe it? It's Friday at 2 p.m. I'm not recording on the day that I upload, or really early in the morning for once. So I finished the piece last night, and then I was gonna watch a movie as well, but I just ended up listening to music and really focusing on the piece. I tried to create an interesting shape design. That I really struggled with the hands. I was using this reference by this artist that I really like for one of the poses. It's I don't know how to pronounce their name, but they draw these really beautiful poses sometimes, so I was using that as reference. And they, like, it was just a like exercise gesture drawing kind of, so the hands weren't all that drawn out, and that's what made it really hard for me to figure out what to do in terms of this drawing. So I was looking at the proportions, and I noticed her nose is a lot closer to her mouth, and so I wanted to do that as well. I didn't want this character to look like Bradley because she kind of looked like Bradley, but I think in the end she doesn't, and that's a problem I have sometimes. Even though I know how to make all my characters look different, now that I've created all my characters so different, it's like, how do I continue to do that? So yeah, but after all my struggling, I think I created a piece that I really enjoyed in the end, and I hope that the creator also likes this. So collaborating is something I really enjoy doing, and I just have but I just have issues with it myself where I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope they like this, and I hope they don't just say they like it, just cause. But actually, when I was working on the clothes, trying to figure out what she would wear, oh, there was another thing. I wanted her to look more bubbly and sweet. Like, that's the vibes that I get from her character, that she's a really kind, genuine person. And I feel like because I have one of the eyebrows kind of lifted, she kind of looks mischievous. So I think I fixed that later. And I wanted her smile to be bigger so she could look happier, more cheery. And I think the smile lines would have helped as well. But in the end, I would say that I was totally, like, not worried about that anymore because I just felt more satisfied with the drawing. I think I was watching High School Musical, the series, actually. I said I was listening to music. I think I did that when I started coloring and everything. I used this, hand thingy, but then I think I messed it up, so, like, I'm mad at myself. I wish I had tried it a little bit better, and I think I could have gotten the hand looking a bit more different, but it's okay. In the end, it looks good enough to me. So it was just hard because I didn't really have any references for the hands. I was winging it, but when I started on the line art, I started having a lot of fun because line art is my it has become my favorite part of drawing lately. There's something that feels so freeing in it that I think it used to bog me down before. And I don't worry too much about coloring anymore as well, because I think, yeah, now she looks a bit more normal now that I fixed her eyebrow. But yeah, I don't worry too much about coloring anymore. I think that's like something I don't care about as much like I used to. So I just had a good time. And ultimately, I actually liked coloring on this. I struggled a bit with the shape of the necklace. I'm not really good with shapes all the time, but I kept making sure to fix it and make it look a little bit better, because I feel like that's such an important part of her character's design, and I didn't want to screw that up. Okay, and now we're getting into the coloring. This was so easy for once, but I made sure to color pick her hair color, her skin color, and go from there. I already had like the pink I wanted for the shirt picked out, but everything else I think was just, how do I say this? Everything else like ended up complementing the hair color and the skin color really well afterwards. Like it wasn't on purpose, but that's the way it turned out. I decided to put black hearts on her t-shirt just because I wanted to keep the contrast there, but I didn't want to add another color. And then I added the background that's like the same color as her hair that's dyed underneath. And I struggled with the white highlights a lot this time. I don't know why, but in the end I liked what I did, and I realized, I was like, oh, something's missing. I realized what it was, the multiply layer, so I added it in the end, and then I felt way better about the piece, especially once I added it over the eyes. And yeah, highlights there as well, and then I signed my name. Oh, I did a little white outline as well because I thought it would make it pop off the page more. And then I signed my name and I was finished. And yes, I hope you guys like this week's video. Please come back for more. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out my friend's channel as well. She makes amazing art. So thank you so much for watching.